HOA Karen thought she could do whatever she wanted, even if it meant tearing out the federally regulated mailbox that had been at the end of my driveway for years. She had no idea that what she was about to do was a federal offense, or that it would end with the postmaster himself handing her a legal warning on her front lawn. If you've ever had someone try to tear down what you built, or if a petty rule pusher has ever gone too far, drop a return to sender in the comments, because this one delivers real justice. It all started when I decided to upgrade my mailbox from a rusty old tin box to something sturdier and more stylish. Locked mailbox with a weather-resistant seal. Nothing over the top, just practical and protective. But the moment Karen saw it, her clipboard practically shook with rage. "This mailbox is not HOA approved," she barked. I calmly explained that USPS guidelines had already approved the placement and structure. She didn't care. She handed me a violation notice, citing unauthorized architectural modifications. I laughed and said, "It's a mailbox." But Karen didn't back down. The next morning, my security camera caught her with a wrench, trying to dismantle the box herself. That's when I knew it was time to play the federal card. I gathered all my documentation, USPS installation guidelines, photos of other mailboxes in the neighborhood, and my security footage. Then I called the local postmaster. When I explained what happened, there was a pause, followed by a firm, "We'll handle this." 2 days later, a USPS postal inspector and the postmaster himself showed up in full uniform. Karen was out in her yard, pruning her roses and giving death stares to my house. They walked right up to her. I watched from my porch, coffee in hand, as she smirked and tried to wave them off. Big mistake. The postmaster introduced himself and handed Karen a notice. She was being officially investigated for tampering with federally protected mail equipment, a federal offense. Karen turned pale. She tried to argue, saying the HOA rules took priority, but the inspector shut her down immediately. HOA guidelines do not override federal law. They had already pulled other reports. Karen had been harassing delivery workers too. The postmaster told her that any further interference would result in legal action. Then he turned to me and said, "You're well within your rights. Let us know if she tries anything again." Karen didn't try anything again. In fact, she went radio silent. But the story didn't end there. Word spread like wildfire through the neighborhood. People started sharing their own Karen horror stories. How she moved trash bins, threatened fines for wind chimes, even yelled at a neighbor's kid for sidewalk chalk. Eventually, the HOA board received a petition to remove her from enforcement duties. Over 80% of the neighborhood signed it. At the next meeting, Karen tried to assert her authority one last time, but she was shut down, literally. Her mic was turned off. The HOA president calmly read the signatures, then announced her removal. She stormed out of the meeting, but justice kept on rolling. Remember the video footage I had? I sent it to the USPS regional office. A few weeks later, Karen got hit with a formal warning and a fine. That's when she finally took her rage elsewhere. She put her house up for sale and moved out by the end of the season. The kicker, her old house was bought by a postal worker. Every time I walk by and see the flag up on that sturdy mailbox, I smile. Because when Karen tried to mess with the mail, she didn't just break the rules, she delivered her own downfall. If you've ever had to deal with someone like Karen, you know the satisfaction of watching them fold under the weight of their own arrogance. And if you ever feel powerless against people like that, remember, the law and the mail are on your side. Drop a return to sender in the comments if you've ever wanted to stamp someone like her out of your life.